Which players do you feel could benefit from his arrival?
Well, I think there are several we could talk about. There's Manuel Ugarte, of course, coming back together with his former boss at Sporting. Rasmus Højlund, could he benefit from working with a manager who had great success with Victor Gyökeres at Sporting? But I think Amad Diallo is another in those inside forward positions behind the striker. He is someone who right now looks like he might have a slight edge on Rashford and Garnacho in terms of form, and we can see that if we look at his stats, which we're going to show you now. So he obviously is in a good run of form, Amad, and these numbers here, which are for the Premier League this season, these are per 90-minute stats on the ball this season. These really show how well Amad is doing in comparison to Garnacho and Rashford in these positions. So let's start with chances created here. So over on the far side, you can see that Amad Diallo is averaging 2.6 chances per 90 minutes, which is twice as many as either Rashford or Garnacho. He's making a lot more final third passes as well, 20.3 final third passes per 90 minutes. Again, a lot more than Rashford, a lot more Garnacho. He's much more involved in linking the play in the final third. He makes more dribbles this season. We see he's on 1.3 per 90 minutes, which is more than the other two. And then distance carried. So this kind of reflects his ball carrying ability. So on average, per 90 minutes, he carries the ball 277.4 metres per 90 minutes, which again is a lot more than Garnacho and Rashford. And at the bottom there, we see shots. Now Garnacho is top in this metric with 3.9 per 90 minutes, but Amad registering pretty healthy numbers, 2.3 per 90 minutes. And Rashford, you can see only 1.2 shots per 90 minutes for him. So on the ball, Amad is stacking up pretty favourably, and off the ball as well. We can see how impactful he's been this season in comparison with these two. So we'll show you these numbers now. So these are off the ball numbers for this season per 90 minutes. Possessions won in the final third. Amad is 1.5 per 90 minutes, which again is much higher than Garnacho or Rashford. His tackles, he's up on 3 per 90 minutes. Again, a lot higher than Garnacho and Rashford. He's close to 11 kilometres per 90 minutes. The other two are closer to 10. Garnacho on exactly 10 kilometres per 90 minutes. And off the ball runs there at the bottom. Again, Amad Diallo comes out on top. So I think this is important too for Amorim, given the emphasis he places on pressing, on intensity out of possession. Amad does look like someone who can provide those things as well as goal threat and creativity at the moment.
OK. There's been a lot of talk, of course, around Amorim's preferred formation, 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1, depending how you look at it. So what could that potentially look like for United once the international break is over? Yeah,
well, it's interesting to think what that first team could look like, isn't it? We've had a stab at it here, so we'll start from the back. We're using his favoured formation, as you say, 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3. These are the systems he likes to use. No debate really over the goalkeeper. Onana in goal. We've gone for Lenny Yoro as the right-sided centre-back in the three. Obviously, he hasn't played since pre-season due to his injury, but he is now back in training. He's got a fortnight with the new manager on the training ground. Maybe that could help him get up to speed and maybe get into that team. We then move through to midfield. Casemiro and Ugarte have worked well together in the recent games. Kobbie Mainoo is still injured, so a bit of uncertainty there. So those two are the guys we've gone with. Mazraoui gets the nod on Dallo at right wing back. He's in good form. And then we've gone for Garnacho as the left wing back, just because Luke Shaw probably won't be ready for this game. And otherwise you're looking at playing Dallo out of position. And of course, Garnacho at left wing back, he would be providing the width on that side. And maybe that would allow you to have Bruno Fernandes coming inside into that number 10 position, in that inside left position, with Amad Diallo potentially as the right-sided forward behind Rasmus Højlund. So there you go, there's our potential 11 to face Ipswich. But I'm sure Amorim will have his own ideas and he'll be working hard on the training ground to see what's best for him for this game.
Yeah, as I'm looking, there are plenty of options for the new head coach. The first thing that jumped out of me is that there's no Marcus Rashford in that team. So how does Amorim get him back firing?
Yeah, well, he hasn't been at his best at all this season, has he? And we can see that if we look at these numbers here. So here we have his goal involvements per 90 minutes for each of his 10 Premier League seasons. So now you see the seasons where he's been at his most effective, he generally averages between 0.6 and 0.8 goal involvements per 90 minutes. Now, in the last 2 seasons, I'll come over here now, I'll show you 0.36 per 90 minutes last season, which was well below what we have come to expect from Rashford, and then 0.24 this season. So only 1 goal and 1 assist in his Premier League appearances so far, which is his lowest rate of productivity at Manchester United. So that's a big challenge for Amorim, I think. We all know the talent this man has. We all know what a game changer he can be. But can he get him playing with confidence? Can he increase that productivity in front of goal? That'll be a big, big job for him at Manchester United.
Yeah, OK. Well, one man who has returned to form is the captain, Bruno Fernandes. Not just linguistically, but how key is he going to be?
Well, he'll be huge, won't he? What a big player he is for Manchester United. Of course, captain, their best player as well. And we see here how his form has improved in the recent games under Van Nistelrooy compared to earlier in the season. So under Ten Hag earlier in the season, this is all competitions. He hadn't scored a single goal, had he, in over 1,000 minutes played. Under Van Nistelrooy, 4 goals in 360 minutes. So a really, really impressive return there. 2 assists as well under Van Nistelrooy. 5 of those under Ten Hag. But in terms of goal involvements per 90 minutes, you can see the difference, can't you? 1.5 per 90 minutes under Van Nistelrooy, only 0.4 under Ten Hag. And look at that last stat as well, chances created. I mean, 5.3 per 90 minutes, up from 2.1. Really impressive numbers there. 21 chances created across Van Nistelrooy's 4 games. So that's something that bodes well for Amorim. And we know, of course, how good Bruno is and how good he can be. And this form he's been showing under Van Nistelrooy is much more like what we've come to expect from him in the Premier League. And we've got another graphic we'll show you now, which shows just the context of how good he's been. So here we go. These are goal involvements in all competitions since Bruno Fernandes' Man United debut. So these are Premier League players only. And you see that his numbers are seriously impressive, aren't they? 83 goals, 72 assists. He's behind only Mohamed Salah there, and Kevin De Bruyne and Heung-min Son make up the rest of the top 4. So he's in good company. We know his quality, and Ruben Amorim will be hoping that he can deliver this kind of form consistently.